There are some that like the city grass that's smooth and curried green. Theaters, strangling collars, wagons run by gasoline.
Good morning, everybody. This is Chris with the GoBob Cattle Hour. How are you today? We're here in Oklahoma City at the PayCom Center for the PBR bull riding that's going to be happening this weekend. And I've got with me Matt West, and Matt's one of the announcers here for the PBR. And I'm going to let Matt go through kind of what's going on this weekend, the new kind of team concept, I guess, and he'll just give you a little information.
Thanks, Chris. What we're doing here is we're kicking off our third season of PBR teams. You know, bull riding forever has been a traditionally individualized sport, but now we have teams, and we've got teams all over the country. We've got 2 new expansion teams. One of the newest teams we have in the league is Oklahoma Wildcatters, and so they are actually the kickoff event of the entire season. So in order to kick off the kickoff, if you will, you guys were willing to come help us out this morning. We brought the Wildcatters out. We brought the OU Sooner football team out. We got a bunch of their linemen, some big old boys, and we brought a bull called Top Dollar. And traditionally, we like to do a kind of a UFC-style weigh-in, and that's where you guys came into play, is you guys supplied our scales. And honestly, I got to be honest with you, being able to pop this thing open and showcase that bull, but especially when we got the linemen in there and being able to see them, see their faces, see their reactions, this honestly was such a speaking of the Wildcatters, they have no idea that we're on camera. But that's how new this team is, and that's what's going to make this fun, is because they are a brand new team to the league. Oklahoma's synonymous with bull riding, and so is their coach, J.B. Mooney, who is one of the greatest of all time. He's going to be leading the charge here. But, again, you guys were gracious enough to come out and help us here this morning, really set the tempo and kick off our entire season, and so we're certainly appreciative of all of you.
Well, thank you, Matt. It was our pleasure. I got a phone call about 4:30 yesterday afternoon from a good friend of mine that referred me to another friend of his, and then I got hooked up with Bo Davis, and Bo told me the situation in which they needed scales and a chute.
But you know what's interesting about that is as ranchers and cattlemen and Okies, if you will. I'm a born and raised Oklahoma native, and so it just proves the point that you don't always have to have a plan. As long as you've got the right people and the right equipment in place, you can make things happen.
That's right, Matt, and it's been our pleasure to be here. I just want to give props to Pearson Livestock Equipment. We had their Pearson XL Prime hydraulic chute with us today. We also had the Gallagher load bars, the wireless load bars, and our W1 scale reader, which is Bluetooth capability, and it worked great. I mean, it couldn't have went any better.
It was handy to take that scale reader and just walk away and get out of the camera shots. I know that the typical rancher is not putting a camera on their cattle operation, but to be able to move that, I know a lot of times when you're in the field and you kind of need to move and get around, it's so handy.
Well, it is, Matt, and the great part, you don't have cables attached to the load bars and then going to the scale reader. So like you said, I mean, you can work on both sides of the chute with that scale head. You can do a lot of things with it.
Yeah.
So, well, Matt, once again, I appreciate you taking the time to be with us today.
Absolutely.
And this is Chris with the GoBob Cattle Hour. Check us out on YouTube. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, comment, do all that social media stuff. And keep a leg on both sides, will you?
Horses on the bus, with his hooves a flashing lightning from a cloud of Texas dust, and the bawling of the cattle is